Hello, hello. I heard y'all were talking smack about my handwriting. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, let's get started. Our lesson today is going to be about evaluating expressions. Hopefully you can read that. Good luck. When we're evaluating expressions, we're basically, I guess you can call it, looking for the answer. But we're just going to go through a couple examples. So, example number 1. When/if we go back to school, we will maybe be in pods of 15 students. So that's our situation. The question is, since Washington, or since GW has 1,400 students, how many classrooms do we need? Now, in all these situations, they are going to give us an expression. So in this case, the expression is S divided by 15, and S represents students. So all we need to do is say, okay, so instead of students, we know there's 1,400 students. Let's substitute that in for S. So that's 1,400 divided by 15. Get out your handy dandy calculator, and you should end up getting 93.3 repeating rooms. Or you can't just have like a partial room. If you had just 93 rooms, you would have a few students that didn't have a room to go to. So we could round this to 94 rooms, and that's just depending on the situation. You are required to put some context in here. So the question is asking, how many classrooms do we need? So my answer has to have the units. Okay, we need 94 rooms. You could go a little bit deeper and say we need 94 classrooms for 1,400 students at GW. You've got to have some context. You will definitely not get full credit if you don't, so make sure you know what the heck these numbers mean as we're solving them. So let's talk a little bit about money. This situation is really lucky. So in this situation, you have a $2,000. This is the best part right here. It's a $2,000 interest-free loan. That doesn't happen too often. Once we start talking about interest later in the year, we'll get into some of that kind of stuff. But for right now, $2,000 loan. They're not charging any interest on it. If you pay $37, that is a 3 and a 7. So $37 per month. How many, or let's say how much of the loan is left after 12 months of on-time payments. They're going to give us the expression. So 2,000 minus 37M. So that 2,000 represents the loan that we start with, and we subtract $37 for every month that we pay. So 2,000 minus 37, and then in parentheses, we want to figure out what is M. So M represents months, and we know we're paying for 12 months. So instead of M, I'm going to put parentheses 12. And then the one thing we got to know is that when you have a number next to parentheses, that means multiplication. So we have two operations here. We've got subtraction and we've got multiplication. Hopefully you remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So what do we do first? We do things inside the parentheses. There's nothing we can do inside because it's just a 12. Exponents, we do not have any exponents. Multiplication and division, we go left to right. So I do see some multiplication. Let's do that first. 37 times 12 gives us 444. So we can copy down the 2,000, and instead of 37 times 12, we're writing 444. Now we only have one operation, so we can go ahead and simplify that. We've got $2,000 minus that 444 gives us 1,556. That's our answer. That shows us you know how to do this algebra, but we need to know what the heck this number means. So our question is, how much of the loan is left after 12 months of on-time payments? So we would say after 12 months of payments, we have $1,556 left of the loan. So make sure you use some kind of context. You need to tell us what those numbers actually mean. So that's number 2, and for today's notes, we are going to finish with numéro 3. Let's rock and roll number 3. All right, so we already covered money. That's some good stuff. So clearly we need an example about food, and not any kind of food, but some pizza. We already did some Waldos, so we're going to mix it up, and we're talking about Pudgies. So, prices may vary. You have to call them to figure out the price. I learned this the hard way. So, Pudgies costs $22 per large pizza. And you also got to figure out what large is, because sometimes a large pizza is a 12-inch pizza, sometimes a large pizza is a 16-inch pizza. It's very important. So, Pudgies costs $22 per large pizza, and $4 for a delivery charge. That's our situation. We got $22 pizzas, $4 for delivery charge. This word per, just when you see that, it's going to mean multiply. So right here, we're going to have $22 times the number of pizzas. We don't know how many pizzas yet. There's $4 for a delivery charge. That's our constant. You're delivering, it doesn't matter how many pizzas they're delivering, it's just going to cost you $4. The large pizza, that's going to end up being our variable, just so we can start using some of that language. So the question here is, if you split the cost between you and 5 friends. So if you split the cost between you and 5 friends, how much will you each owe if you order 3 pizzas? And the expression that they're setting up for us is 22p. That represents $22 for each pizza, plus $4 for that delivery charge. And then you and 5 friends, you're dividing that between 6 people. So p is our variable. How many pizzas? We've got 3 pizzas. So we're going to be putting 3 in for p. That gives us 22 times 3 plus 4, and we're dividing all of that by 6. Now, this is something that you've got to know. If you've got a big division bar, you can assume that there's a giant parentheses on the top, and then there's parentheses on the bottom as well. So do the entire top first, and then do the bottom. So looking again at order of operations, parentheses, we've got parentheses on the top. Let's do everything inside the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, I see multiplication and I see addition. So I've got 2 things going on here. Multiply, add. Which one do we do first? Well, multiply comes before addition, so let's multiply 22 times 3. That gives us 66. I'm going to keep the plus 4 up there. So now all we have is a plus sign up top. So we can go ahead and add those. 66 plus 4, that gives me 70. And now all I have is one number on top. I've got one number on the bottom. We can go ahead and divide those to get our answer. 70 divided by 6, which gives us $11.67. So what does that number mean? We got to put that in context. The question was, how much will you each owe if you order 3 pizzas? So you can just say, we will each owe how much? We will each owe $11.67. So we will each owe $11.67 if we order 3 pizzas. So we're basically taking the question and we're rewriting it, but now we know the answer. We can put that in and we are all good. So hopefully that made some sense. We'll do some activities and that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of your day.